Hello children, how are you all? Hope you all are fine and hope you all enjoyed the Diwali vacation. Welcome again to online classes, and this is Khushbu Maglani and I'm going to teach you social studies.
Welcome children to online classes. Today we are going to start with the fourth chapter of history, the first cities of the Indian subcontinent. But before starting with this topic, what do you mean by history? History is a vast concept which cannot be expressed in one or two sentences, but the simple and the short definition of history is the history means the study of past events. History means to study past events. That events could be of some region, some city, some territory, some king, some kingdom, some civilization. Okay, so the study of the past events which have already happened in past, the study of past is history. We are going to study about the first cities of Indian subcontinent. So, first I'm going to give you the brief introduction about the evaluation of men's lifestyle. Men's lifestyle changed significantly after he learned to use metals. And how did man learn to use metals? While baking clay pots in hot furnaces. Furnaces means the big hot vessel or big hot utensil. Okay, we make it hot. That is called bhatti. Okay, bhatti. While baking the clay, man discovered that metal is produced when the ore present in the clay melts. The soil has many kinds of minerals. There are many mineral ores in the soil. So when the ore gets melt, metal is produced. Okay, so man discovered how metal is produced. Copper was the first metal to be used by men. The first metal used by men was copper. The period during which men used both copper and stone tools is called Chalcolithic Age. So, before metal age, before the usage of metal, men used to use stone. So, the transition period, the period when they were using both stone as well as metal, is known as Chalcolithic Age or Copper Stone Age. Chalco means copper. It marked the transition, the change, the evaluation from Stone Age to the age of metals. In due course, various ores were melted. Okay, various ores melted and different metals were found out. And new metals like zinc and tin were discovered. The Bronze Age began when man invented bronze by mixing tin and copper. Okay, by mixing two kinds of metal, man invented bronze. And that age when bronze was used is known as Bronze Age. Bronze was harder than copper. The bronze was harder than copper, so it was more strong. So the bronze tools made the clearing of forests and ploughing of fields and digging of canals easy. Because the bronze was harder and stronger than copper, it was used in clearing of forest in deforestation, in plowing of fields to plow the field, and digging of canals. So, to cut the trees, to plow the fields, and to dig the canals, the bronze tools made the work easier. Village settlements along the river became larger. Okay, men and the group of people settled along the river banks, settled near the river banks. Because of this, agriculture improved and amount of surplus crops were produced. Because the availability of water was easier, okay, rivers were nearer, the land was fertile, the agriculture production increased. There were abundant crops, okay, surplus crops were produced. It was no longer necessary for everyone to grow food because now the production was very good. Everyone need not do the production. सबको प्रोडक्शन एग्रीकल्चर में करने की इतनी अभी ज़रूरत नहीं थी. And some people could now spend all their time manufacturing goods to meet various other needs. इसीलिए काफ़ी लोग अभी अपना व्यवसाय, अपना काम, दूसरा काम कर सकते थे, कुछ गुड्स बना सकते थे जिसकी अभी सबको ज़रूरत थी. दिस गेव राइज टू वेराइटी ऑफ ऑक्यूपेशंस. इसके वजह से अलग अलग व्यवसाय बने. Okay, this gave rise to variety of occupations such as pot making करने लगे, weaving, brick making and growth of trade and trade centers. ये सब इंक्रीज हो गया, ट्रेडिंग इंक्रीज हो गया, पॉट मेकिंग, वीविंग, ब्रिक मेकिंग, टूल मेकिंग, ये सब शुरू हो गया और गुड्स के एक्सचेंज में अभी व्यापार होने लगा, ट्रेड होने लगा. The trade centers were a large number of people settled. और जहाँ लोग रहने लगे व्यापार करने के लिए, वहीं पे उन लोगों ने सिटीज़ डेवलप कर दी. सिटी लाइफ कैसी थी? A city life covered a larger area than village. City covered larger area and it also had more population, larger population. Village life is simple because village people have simple needs, same needs and same occupations. So their life is simple. But in contrast, city life is more complex because the people have different needs. Their activities are different. So the city life was complex, city was big and more number of people, more population lived in city. Because many activities are going on in city and many people are settling in city, population is more, city requires administrative bodies, the bodies which will manage all the work, language and script. So they organized workshops and cultural expression. The sum total of such factors of organized life in society is called civilization. The sum total, the total of all the factors of organized life in a society is called civilization. Civilization means a group of human society who has the same way of living, same lifestyle. The rise of cities in Bronze Age thus ushered in the dawn of civilization. Because of the Bronze Age, because of the surplus administration, this give rise to civilization, this give rise to city life. The earliest cities of Indian subcontinent came up in the northwest. The earliest cities were in the northwest direction. Where they were in the northwest, direction in the region drained by the river Indus. Around the river Indus, wherever the Indus River and the tributaries flowed, near that the civilization stayed. Okay, near that the cities developed. A great civilization was flourishing in this region. A great civilization, a great human society flourished in this region around the Indus Valley. So, this civilization was named after the river Indus, Indus Valley Civilization. Till the early 20th century, historians were unaware of the Bronze Age cities. The cities which were developed during Bronze Age, the historians were not aware about it till the early 20th century. They came to know about these cities due to some factors, because they realized the sites and they found out the remains of these cities. After these cities were left by the people, at that time mud settles on them. Okay, at that time when there was city during the Bronze Age, the mud had already settled above it. Okay, so it was like a स्मॉल हिल. ओके, छोटा सा हिल बन चुका था और सारी चीज़ें कवर हो गई थी, इसीलिए उसके ऊपर पूरा मड हो गया था. इसीलिए किसी को इसके बारे में 20th सेंचुरी तक पता नहीं चला था. मड सेटल्ड ऑन देम ओवर हंड्रेड्स ऑफ ईयर्स फॉर्मिंग माउंट्स, जिसके वजह से माउंट्स बन गए थे, छोटे छोटे स्लोप्स, छोटे छोटे हिल्स. ओके, in 1920, archaeologists began to excavate the mounds of Harappa. In 1920, हरप्पा था जहाँ पर कुछ कंस्ट्रक्शन वर्क करना था. वहाँ पर जो साइट कंस्ट्रक्टिव साइट वाले थे, उन लोगों ने कुछ नोटिस किया. उसके बाद आर्कियोलॉजिस्ट ने वहाँ पर एक्सकावेशन किया. एक्सकावेशन मीन्स to dig out and to find the remains of history. Okay, to dig everything, to observe all the remains and to pass a judgment. Okay, so archaeologist का क्या काम होता है, वो लोग जो भी ऐसी साइट होती है वहाँ पर रिमेन्स होते हैं उनको एग्जामिन करते हैं. ओके, सो दे एक्सकावेट, दे डिग आउट in such a way so that they can find the remains. So the archaeologists excavated the mounds of Harappa, which is now in Pakistan. But before 4,500 years, there was no division like India or Pakistan. So at that time it was not divided, right? So the Harappa was also the part of Indian subcontinent. Okay, so when the archaeologists excavated the site of Harappa on the banks of river Ravi in Punjab. Okay, we are having Punjab in India also, and current there is Pakistan is also having Punjab. So near the river Ravi at Harappa city, when they were excavating, they found out the remains of the first cities of Indian subcontinent. Okay, many more sites were excavated later. After excavating this site, other sites were also excavated, and near the banks of river Ravi in Punjab, Mohenjo-daro, meaning mounds of the dead, in the Sindh, many more sites were excavated. Among the sites excavated are Rupar in Punjab, Banawali in Haryana, Kalibangan in Rajasthan, Lothal, Rangpur, Dholavira, and Rojdi in Gujarat. So all these sites belong to single civilization. Okay, they all were the cities of the same civilization. Since the remains found at all these sites are very similar to those found at Harappa, okay, the site at Punjab, वहाँ पर जो रिमेन्स मिले थे, रिमेन्स मतलब पहले की जो चीज़ें जिनको ऑब्ज़र्व किया आर्कियोलॉजिस्ट ने, वैसी ही सारी दूसरी चीज़ें हमें ये दूसरी सिटीज़ में मिली है, जिससे ये पता चलता है कि सिंगल सिविलाइजेशन थी जो अलग अलग सिटीज़ में सेटल हुई थी. So, since the remains are very similar to those found at Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, they are believed to belong to one single civilization. So, the main cities were Mohenjo-daro and Harappa, and all other cities were also having similarities. The Indus Valley civilization or the Harappan civilization, we are going to study about the Harappan civilization and the Indus Valley civilization. It is known as Harappan civilization because the first site of that civilization was found, which was Harappa. हरप्पा के पीछे ही हमें दूसरी साइड्स का पता चला. ओके, सो दिस इज ऑल्सो टर्म्ड एज हरप्पन सिटीज़ एंड हरप्पन सिविलाइजेशन. और क्योंकि ये सारी इंडस वैली के अराउंड है, क्योंकि ये इंडस रिवर के अराउंड है, इसीलिए इसे हम इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन भी कहेंगे. इट इज़ ऑल्सो नोन एज इंडस वैली civilization because it is around the Indus Valley. In this chapter, we are going to study about the Indus Valley civilization. Here you can see all the cities are located near the Indus Valley or Indus Valley tributaries. Okay. The Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Kalibangan, Lothal, Dholavira, Rupur, all are located around the Indus Valley. So this civilization is known as Indus Valley civilization. First, we are going to study about the architectural features. Architectural features. Okay, we are going to study about the architectural features. That is the way they planned their city, the infrastructure. Planned cities. Their cities were very well planned. This shows the skill of the men at that age. The Harappan cities had well planned cities. This was the first proved by the excavation at the Mohenjo-daro and Harappa. Cities of that time were very well planned, and this was proved when the site of Harappa was excavated, when it was dug out. These two cities can be divided broadly in two parts. Okay, these cities were divided broadly in two parts. There were two parts of the cities, the citadel and the lower town. The first part was citadel and the second part was the lower town. The citadel. The citadel was the raised part. Okay, the cities had a raised part called citadel. The citadel had massive walls. The walls in the citadel was very big. Massive means big, and its height provided protection against flood. Because of the height of the ground, because it was upraised, it was a prevention from flood. flood, when the river is overflowed, when there is more rainfall, at that time there are chances that the flood may come. So due to this raised part, due to the raised part, there were very less chances of any flood. So it was protection from flood. So this is the raised part called citadel, and this is the lower town. Okay, this was the citadel and this was the lower town. Okay, the citadel was somewhat raised. Okay, and because of the raised, it was on a raised part, it was raised, it prevented from flood. Important structures like public bath, granaries, and town hall were situated in the citadel. Means at the raised platform, on the higher, on the upper part of the city, important structures like public bath, granary is the storehouse of grains, for storing grains. So granaries, town hall were situated in the citadel. The Great Bath at Mohenjo-daro shows how good the Indus Valley people were at engineering and planning. The Great Bath at Mohenjo-daro shows how good they were at engineering and planning. Their inner walls, the inner walls of the Great Bath, were treated to prevent the seepage. The inner walls of the Great Bath, okay, was built very accurately. It was arranged in such a way, the bricks were arranged, and it was plastered with the natural tar. Okay, it was prepared so properly, so accurately, to prevent the seepage of water, to prevent the leakage. Okay, seepage means leakage. Stairs descending into the bath means stairs were also built downwards, okay, towards the bath. Okay, Great Bath was just like the swimming pool. Okay, we can say that it was similar to a swimming pool. Okay, so stairs descending into the bath were used for cleaning it, and there were even changing rooms around the bath. Okay, so around the bath there were changing rooms. The granary at Mohenjo-daro was the largest building of the city. This is very important. The granary at the Mohenjo-daro was the largest building of the city. In Harappa, there were as many as 6 granaries. Okay, in Harappa there were 6 granaries. Near these granaries, there were circular brick platforms meant for threshing the grain. Okay, near the granaries. Granaries means we can say kathor bhandar. Okay, we can say that it is having storage of all the grains and all the supplies. Okay, groceries and wheat, barley, etc. So near that granaries, circular brick platforms were also seen, observed, and that were meant for threshing the grains found in cracks on the threshing floors, and even in the remains, the archaeologists when the grains are found in the threshing platform. Okay, in the threshing platform during the excavation. So we can say that Harappans grew wheat and barley, because wheat and barley are found in the threshing platforms. Mohenjo-daro also had a large hall, gathering hall, which may have been used as an assembly hall, a prayer hall or used for cultural shows. This is the picture of the remains of the Great Bath. The Great Bath was built very accurately and the planning was very accurate. You can see that there are stairs which are downwards, right? The stairs are downwards and they are built in such a way that can be used for cleaning. That may be helpful for cleaning. Here all water was there at that time, and you can see the small changing rooms around the Great Bath. And this Great Bath was built at the citadel. The city was divided into two parts, citadel and the lower town. So this structure was at citadel. Granaries were also at citadel. Assembly hall was also located at citadel. And the public bath, in the public bath, it is assumed that people used to take bath for some ritual events, The lower town outside the citadel was the lower town, inhabited by merchants, craftsmen and laborers. In the lower town, merchants, craftsmen and laborers lived. So there were many houses in the lower town. The size of the lower town was larger than the size of citadel. Citadel छोटा था एरिया में और लोअर टाउन बड़ा था. सिटाडेल में सारे इम्पोर्टेंट स्ट्रक्चर्स बिल्ट किए हुए थे और लोअर टाउन में मोस्टली सारे हाउसेस थे. लोअर टाउन में मर्चेंट्स यानी कि व्यापारी, बिजनेसमैन, ट्रेडर्स, क्राफ्ट्समैन यानी कोई कारीगर, लेबरर्स यानी दूसरी लेबर वर्क वाले जो लोग होते हैं, वो सारे लोग लोअर टाउन में रहते थे. दिस मे हैव बीन द बिजिएस्ट पार्ट ऑफ द सिटी, क्योंकि वो वहीं पे रहते थे और ट्रेड भी वहीं पे होता था. सो दैट वॉज द बिजिएस्ट पार्ट ऑफ द सिटी. द मेन पार्ट ऑफ द लोअर टाउन वॉज डिवाइडेड इनटू रेक्टेंगुलर ब्लॉक्स. जो मेन पार्ट है उसको रेक्टेंगुलर ब्लॉक्स में डिवाइड कर लिया हुआ था बाय वाइड रोड्स कटिंग ईच अदर एट राइट एंगल. रोड्स कैसे थे? वाइड थे. इट वॉज वेरी ब्रॉड. लंबे चौड़े रोड थे और उसको अच्छे से डिवाइड किया था, रेक्टेंगुलर ब्लॉक्स में डिवाइड किया था. और मेन रोड आता था, वहीं पे एक राइट एंगल फॉर्म होता था. हियर वन कैन सी द रिमेन्स ऑफ ब्रिक हाउसेज एंड ड्रेनेज सिस्टम. लोअर टाउन में हमें ब्रिक से बने हुए हाउसेस और ड्रेनेज सिस्टम के रिमेन्स मिले हैं. हाउसेस वर ऑफ 1 or 2 स्टोरे. उनके हाउसेस जो थे वो 1 या 2 मंजिल वाले घर थे. द सिटीज़ प्रॉबेबली हैड स्ट्रीट लाइट्स भी थी सिटी में. ये हमें इसीलिए पता चलता है क्योंकि उस साइट पे, उस लोकेशन पे रिमेन्स में हमें लैंप पोस्ट भी मिला है. यानी हमें ऐसा एलोंगेटेड पाइप या स्टैंड भी मिला है जिसमें जनरली स्ट्रीट लाइट्स अटैच्ड होती है. सो इट इज़ assumed that they also had street lights क्योंकि लैम्प पोस्ट मिले हुए हैं. हाउसेस कैसे थे? इन द लोअर टाउन हाउसेस वर 1 or 2 stories हाई. 1 या 2 मंजिल के थे. दे वर मेड ऑफ बेक्ड ब्रिक्स. वो बेक्ड ब्रिक्स से बने हुए होते थे. ब्रिक्स को तब बेक या तो सन बेक किया जाता था, या तो सनलाइट में बेक किया जाता था, या तो भट्ठी में बेक किया जाता था. एंड वर बिल्ट अलोंग द नैरो स्ट्रेट लेन्स, और स्ट्रेट लेन्स यानी कि स्ट्रेट स्ट्रीट में बनाए जाते थे. एवरी हाउस हैड 2 और मोर रूम्स विथ स्मॉल विंडो. सारे रूम में वेंटिलेशन अच्छा रहे, एयर अच्छे से पास आउट हो, उसके लिए सारे रूम्स में छोटी छोटी विंडोज थी. बाथरूम भी सबके पास था. ओके, दे हैड अ बाथरूम, अ किचन एंड अ कॉर्टयार्ड. ऑलमोस्ट एवरी हाउस हैड अ वेल. सारे हाउसेस के पास एक वेल भी था. ओके, दे वर ऑल्सो हैविंग वेल, पानी का कुआं. सो द हाउसेस वर ऑफ 1 और 2 स्टोरी. एक या 2 मंजिल के घर थे. एवरी हाउस हैड 2 और मोर रूम्स. दे वर हैविंग विंडोज, स्मॉल विंडो. द हाउस हैड अ बाथरूम, अ किचन एंड अ कॉर्टयार्ड. कॉर्टयार्ड यानी आंगन. ओके, सो at that time the houses were built in such a way that very less risk of theft. There was no risk of theft. This also shows the better planning they had at that time. Drainage system. Okay, drainage system. The houses had very good drainage systems. Drainage system means the water is, how the water is going out, and how it is going out, how it is treated. Okay, the houses had very good drainage system. The kitchen and the bathroom had drains connected to the covered main drain running along the main road. So the drains of the kitchen and the bathroom, the water used in the kitchen and bathroom had drains that connected to the covered main drain running alongside the main road. So they directly connected to the pipe directly went to the main road's pipe, and that too it was covered running alongside the main road. It was on the side of the main road. To allow the periodic cleaning, drains had main holes from which steps led down to the bottom. Even for proper periodic cleaning, to clean it period by period, time to time, the drainage system had main holes. Through main holes, the person could go down and clean the drainage system if needed. So the drainage system at that time was planned so well, okay, before so many years. So the drainage system is the unique and important feature of the Indus Valley civilization. They got the water supply from Indus Valley, and they had many wells. Okay, they had built many wells for the water supply. Again, their drainage system was excellent. Okay, they were having covered drainage system. You can see in the image. Okay, the system is covered. Okay, it is not opened, it is covered. And they had main holes. They had manholes. होल होता है ना जिसके ऊपर लेड होता है, ढक्कन होता है, जिसे उठाकर जो क्लीनर होते हैं, ओके, गटर क्लीनर्स होते हैं, वो अंदर जाके क्लीन भी कर सकते हैं. सो इट वॉज सो हाईली प्लान्ड, सो एडवांस एट दैट टाइम. ओके, बिफोर thousands of years. So imagine their skills. Okay, after seeing the architectural features, we are going to study about the occupations of the people. As we know that due to the surplus production of agricultural products, due to the surplus production of crops, they also got the time. They few people also now can do other work. So what were the occupations of the people of Indus Valley civilization? The Indus people had many different occupations. Okay, many different works. There were farmers, weavers, potters, metal workers, toy makers, jewelers, stone cutters, and traders. Okay, there were farmers who did farming. There were weavers who used to weave the cloth. Okay, weave the cloth. They used to weave the cotton cloth. So there were potters who used to make pots and do pottery. Okay, who used to make different kinds of things from the clay. So they were potters, metal workers who used to make things from bronze, as we know that this is also the civilization of bronze age. There were toy makers who used to make toys. There were jewelers who used to make jewelry of stones and beads. There were stone cutters and traders, okay, who used to do trading. Let's study about them in detail. Farming. The Indus farmers grew wheat, barley, gram, peas, maize, millets, and cotton. Okay, they grew wheat, barley, gram, peas, maize, millets, and cotton. They used plows and sickles. These are the tools used for farming. They used plows and sickles and did use different methods of irrigation. Okay, for irrigation, for the supply of water, and for taking care, they used different methods of irrigation. And they used, I think so, did they provided water through canals. Okay, they domesticated many animals including oxen, buffaloes, goats, and sheep, pigs, asses, and camel. Okay, they domesticated many animals. They kept many animals like oxen, buffaloes, goats, sheep, pigs, asses, and camels. Okay, generally, oxen is used for pulling the pulling the that for pulling the and sowing the, for tilling the fields, for sowing the seeds. Okay, uh, farmers use oxen. So buffaloes were also used. Goats, sheep were used for, I think so, for getting milk. Asses and camel for carrying the weight. Okay, so they domesticated many animals. Even camel can also do the work of oxen. Okay, it can also plow the field. Okay, dig the soil. Although most of their food came from farming, the Indus people did not give up hunting, fishing, and gathering fruits. Okay, now they were having surplus products, plant products. They were having surplus crops, but they did not give up hunting. Okay, they did hunting, fishing, and gathering fruits. Okay, they used to gather the fruits, do hunting, do fishing. Okay, so this was all the occupation of farmer. Okay, farmers were doing all these works. Pot making. Pottery was also the main occupation. The Indus people were skilled in the use of potter's wheel. Okay, the potter's wheel means that wheel on which the potter shapes the pots. Okay, जो कुम्हार होता है वो उसका जो चाकड़ा होता है, उसका जो व्हील होता है, उस पे वो आपने देखा होगा कि शेप देता है अपने घड़े को, मिट्टी विट्टी डाल के, गीला सामान डाल के वो उसमें बनाता है, उसको शेप देता है. ओके, सो pots were made with fine clay and then glazed and decorated. ओके, उसको बहुत ही फाइन क्ले से, मिट्टी से बनाया जाता था. उसकी मिट्टी अलग प्रकार की होती है थोड़ी. उसको पॉलिश किया जाता था, उसको डेकोरेट किया जाता था, उसके ऊपर अलग अलग डिज़ाइन की जाती थी. लार्ज अर्न्स वर ऑल्सो मेड that were sometimes buried in these urns. So urns means the large size pots. Okay, so many a times they were buried in urns. Okay, so sometimes the dead, the people who die, were buried inside these urns, inside these long pots. So potters made different kind of articles. Okay, they made different pots, they made different designs on the pots. These are some pots which were found at the site. So these are Indus pottery. Okay, this kind of pots were made by the potters of Indus Valley. Toy making and sculpture. Making terracotta, burnt clay, making something out of burnt clay. Making terracotta toys, statues, figures of animals, etc. was a major industry. Okay, they were having major work of making terracotta toys, statues, figures of animals. A large number of playthings like miniature cards, dice, marble, maze, squirrels, and a toy bullock whose head moves at the pull of the string have been excavated. A large number of playthings, one with which it can be played. Lot of decorative items, lot of playthings like miniature cards, small cards, dice, marbles, maze, squirrels, and a toy bullock whose head moves at the pull of the string. Means if we pull the string, the head of bullock will also move. These things have been excavated, have been found out, and statues such of the beard, shawl-clad man. Statues such as that of a bearded, shawl-clad man means a man who is bearded, having lots of beard, and who is wearing shawl. Okay, is being excavated. That statue is carved in the stone, show the artistic skill of the Indus craftsmen. Means हमको बहुत सारे टेराकोटा के टॉयज, स्टैचू और फिगर्स मिले हैं एनिमल्स के. ये टॉयज में से कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी थी जिससे बच्चे या यंग एज के लोग भी खेल सकते थे, जैसे कि छोटे छोटे कार्ड्स, डाइस, मार्बल, स्क्विरल, मेज, बुलक, ये सब हमें मिला है। हमें कुछ स्टैचूज भी मिले हैं, कुछ मूर्ति जैसा भी मिला है, जिसमें एक दाढ़ी मूंछ वाला आदमी जिसने शॉल पहना है, और वो शॉल में डिज़ाइंस, वो परफेक्शन भी हमें देखने को मिला है। सो ये हमें उनकी आर्टिस्टिक स्किल दिखाता है कि इंडस वैली सिविलाइजेशन के कारीगर कितने ही आर्टिस्टिक थे। स्पिनिंग एंड वीविंग। Spinning and weaving was also major occupation. Woven cloth unearthed at Mohenjo-daro. बुना हुआ कपड़ा मोहेंजोदड़ो के रिमेन्स में से नीचे से हमें मिला है, ज़मीन में से हमें बाहर मिला है। स्पिंडल्स, द स्टैचू ऑफ अ शॉल क्लैड मैन and terracotta figures of women wearing skirt are the evidence that people were skilled in art of spinning thread and weaving clothes. हमें ऐसे स्टैचूज भी मिले हैं जिन स्टैचूज में जो स्टैचू में एक मैन ने शॉल पहना है, और दूसरे स्टैचू में वुमन के स्टैचू में वुमेन ने स्कर्ट्स पहने हैं। तो ये एविडेंस है कि तब के लोग भी क्लोथ्स पहनते थे, यानी क्लोथ्स बनते थे। सो दे वर स्किल्ड इन द आर्ट ऑफ स्पिनिंग थ्रेड एंड वीविंग क्लोथ। In this figure you can see the statue of a dancing girl. Okay, she is in a particular pose. This is the statue of bronze dancing girl found at the remains of Mohenjo-daro. Okay, so from this statue it was evident that the Indus Valley civilization people were experts in metal casting. Okay, they knew how to blend the different metals and cast the different metals, how to make a perfect statue. And the second thing which was evident from this remains from the excavation is that the people were very artistic, and at that time also dance was given importance. Okay, dance as a art was also being reflected in this statue. Dance was a form of cultural and art at that time. This thing is also reflected in this statue. Also, they dance to entertain. Okay, dance was also the part of their entertainment. These things are evident from the statue of bronze dancing girl. Okay, children, bye, take care. We are going to continue the rest of the chapter in the next part. Okay, till then, take care of yourself. Bye.